Hello and welcome to our part 8 of the German Panzer tank group build. And if this is the first time watching this is part 8. It might be worth going back and watching the playlist to actually see right from the unboxing of this amazing kit from Tamiya. So in the last video we did the jerry cans and a few tools and bits and pieces, the sandbags on the deck. In this one I plan to get quite a bit done, so as I said I was going to put together these extra tools here that I missed on the instructions in step 24. So we've got another little box here which looks quite neat. I've put that together, as you can see. This needs to be undercoated along with the rest of here, including the axe and another tool there and that. Most of these will be done in the metallic grey, which is what I did the other tools with. Probably a bit of the flat earth colour, which gave the wood effect on the axe handle. And this here is a flat earth on the box itself, and then all the little latches and bits and pieces on the corners I think are going to be, I'm thinking that silver colour, because they're all metal. I'm just checking the instructions here. Should be a bit better organised. So there it is here. So we've got, so all the latches and the corners of that box are XF56. Okay, to that is XF56 is metallic grey, and the box itself, 52, is flat earth, I think. Yes, flat earth. Good. So that will be fine. So I'm gonna do this now. I'll paint this up, and then we'll come back and move on to, let me just check, probably getting on with this exhaust. Now I'll put a photo up in the corner there. You can see what it looks like on the real tank, and as you can see, it's quite a well and truly used condition. So what I'm thinking of doing with this, and it's already undercoated, is cover it in red brown for the rusty look on it, and then over the top doing it in dark iron. And then, but before I put that over the top, I'll put the weathering fluid, the chipping fluid, that one, on top, then the dark iron, and then we'll chip it. Yeah, we'll chip it. And also I have, I'll show you, hang on a sec. I've talked about these before, but I haven't shown them. 1 second. Okay, so I have these Tamiya Weathering Master packs. So on here we have rust and soot. We also have snow. I don't think that's going to be needed, considering these tanks are in the Sahara Desert in Egypt. We won't be using the snow, but definitely the soot and rust can be applied. So they're really handy. I use these on my ship builds for creating the soot and rust. To enhance it as well, I've got some stain brown. So that's Mr. Weathering, realistic, Mr. Hobby, Mr. Weathering wash. And if I want to touch a little bit on here, we've got some rust orange, which really does bring out that rusty area. So plenty of weathering tricks to work on those. Now also in this video, we need to paint the tank. In the last video, I've covered it in the chipping fluid. So what we need to do is put on our light brown XF93 base color. So I'm really looking forward to that, spraying the whole tank, all the parts, getting a dose of this. And then afterwards we can work on the chipping, but there's no rush for that. It doesn't matter how long this paint sits over the weathering, the chipping fluid. All it takes is a little bit of a paintbrush or a toothpick and some water to start that chipping process. So heaps to look forward in the video. Please subscribe if you haven't. Comments are welcome below, and give us a thumbs up at the end if you like the video, or if you like it and you're halfway through, you can give it a thumbs up. I don't mind. Whip over to Simon on his channel and Jason on his channel. The links will be in the description. We're all at different levels of this tank build and progressing in our own ways. And it's interesting how 3 minds work alike but different, particularly if you've got Jason's mind, but we won't go there. And how things are coming together with people, 3 of us who have never built a tank before. It's quite interesting. Okay, I'll be back and get these painted before I lose them. Back in a sec. Okay, back with these painted up. I've just undercoated these, so they've still got the dark grey to go over the top before we start actually doing the iron and everything else on them. That's all good. But what I wanted to show really is this. So our muffler for the tank, what I ended up doing was I used hull red that I use on my ships, because it's not as red as the color I was going to do. This red brown I didn't like. This, look at that. I mean, that's come up really good. That's going to look pretty good. And what I'm also not going to do is the chipping. I'm pretty happy with the way that is, and I'm pretty confident that with my weathering accessories here and, you know, all of this, I think I can get that looking quite, you know, rusted and worn, just with all my weathering gear that I've got. So I'm going to keep that like that. I think that looks good. It looks quite good to what my reference photo has it at once it's weathered. So yeah, I've just painted that literally 10 minutes ago, so I'm going to let that dry. And now we've got to move on to getting the base color onto our tank. All right, so I'll be back shortly. I'll get myself organized for that. Okay, hello, welcome back. So I know I said I was going to paint the tank, and I still am, but I got home late from work, so it's a bit too dark, so I want to do it tomorrow morning when the sun's up and the room's nice and light and I can see what I'm doing properly. But in the meantime, I finished off all these, so I finally got the camera to behave for me as well. So there we have this. That's all painted up. These bits are painted up. The metal, we got the wood handle there. Go along here, look at the axe. There's the axe. There's another tool there, probably for taking the bolts off the wheels or something, I'm not sure. There's another piece there, all done in the metallic, what was it, XF56 metallic grey. And the box, there's our box. It's come up really well too. And I tell you what, it was tiny, painting those little latches and the corners, all the corners of the box. There's still decals to go on these. This is 2 decals, one on each side, but I'm still letting this dry and it has to clear coat. But thank you for the icky sticky paintbrushes that were fine tipped enough to let me paint these things, which are like 1.5 millimeters across. See how well that came up on there. Look at that. So yeah, so really good. Okay, I promise you the next shot you'll see will be our tank getting painted. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so getting ready for the paint process. I've got my light brown XF93 mixed up in the other room ready to go. Here's the before shot. So this is the the coat with which is the dark grey with the chipping fluid over the top of it. This, in case you're wondering, is my turret of my masking job. That'll stop paint going where I don't want it to. So this is all ready for the final base coat to go on now. Yeah, just thought I'd just show it before I begin. And, we'll see the after shot. And yeah, okay. I shall be back when I get these done. Hello, so I'm back, and yes, I've painted the tank. It's all in there drying. I took my time, took a good hour, making sure I got it looking right. I didn't miss a spot, I'm pretty sure. While that's drying, I was just looking through the instructions and realised that I need 2 more of these wheels, which is strange why they don't tell you to do this when you're making them all before, because you wait till step 40 and then suddenly, oh, we need 2 more wheels here, which go on the outside of the tank as spares. So I made them up. So I've glued them together, I undercoated them, I've given the tank light brown colour. Now I'm just going to do what I did with the others, drop the liquid mask inside there, let this dry for a bit, excuse me, and put on the black rubber, and they'll be done. And I'll probably just drop them in with the rest. Well, actually, these ones will be a little bit cleaner, being spares, or at least they won't be as you know, as dirty as the ones on the tank. You don't imagine, eh? I mean, they've probably got sand on them and that, but yeah. Anyway, so I've done that. That's really all I need to do at the moment, until I can bring these parts over here and they've dried enough to put them on the mat here, and we'll have a look at the colour they've come up, which I can say I'm really happy with, eh? Fantastic, it looks really, really good. I don't know if I showed you this or not, I put the decals on the fuel tanks there. I know they stand out a bit bright, but once it's weathered and they dull them down a bit, you know, they dirty them up a bit, they won't stand out so much. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. I also put the decals on the little box here, which I've got paint on my hand, but you might be able to see. You see the decal on the top and on the front there. So that's done. So we're moving in close to the time where I'm going to have to start thinking about tracks. Hey, yeah, tracks. Or maybe I should do the figures first. What do you reckon? No, all right, I can hear you from here. Okay, I'll be doing the tracks soon, but not in this video. All right, I'll be back in a second. We'll have a look at these this painted up tank. Hey, I'm back. No, that's not the tank on the mat. These are tracks. Now, because I got to wait half the day for the tank to dry, I've got time to fill. And because there's been requested that people want to see me actually build these tracks, well, that means you're going to have to watch me tidy up every individual piece as I take it off the sprue. Okay, so I got a few hours to kill. So, no, I'm just joking. I'm not going to force people to do that, but I am going to take these off. Now, with our instructions here, we need E40, E15 and E14. They're the variety of tracks that we need to make it up. So what I'm going to do is put each one in each container so they don't get mixed up, and I'll just take them all off the sprue, tidy them all up, and get that tedious part of it done while my tank's drying. Okay, so yes, you don't have to watch this. I'm not even going to record and put it on 10 times speed so you can watch me in 5 minutes. There's nobody else here I'm going to give these to do this job. Who would want to do that job? All right, so yeah, I'll get started on these and I'll be back in no time for you guys. Okay, welcome back, and as you can see, here's our painted tank. It's come up really well. The camera's showing the color as it is, so I've managed to get the color correction pretty good. So what you're seeing is pretty much it. So here's an example there. So that's come up really nice. Got the guards. I did under the guards as well. This part here I managed to do in where these vents are here on each side. This is why I left these off, which are the other two guards to go on here. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get in there to do that. So they'll glue back on anytime now. But it's come up really well. You'll notice, you see that because it's got the dark grey underneath, then you can see all the edges sort of highlighted a little bit, like the shadow. You're getting the shadow effect. The main hull here is all done as well, and again, all in the back there. And underneath, you can see all the rivet detail and everything under there, where the wheels are going to go on the sides, the tracks. Again, it's come up really good. You saw the guards there. Here's our turret. There it is. I've still got to take some masking tape out of there, but it came up all right. And, yeah, and the turret, of course, still operates, which is good. There's all our interior, the white. It's not bad. And like I said, you're not going to see in here. Once we put the crew in, you'll be able to see in there at all, really. I also painted up the gun itself. That's that. And so you'll notice the end's not painted, but that's because it's going to slide down into the barrel here, so it's only going to be seen by about that much, I think. Yeah, got that done. This is the top hatch. It was a little bit tricky, so I had it over the top there to stop the paint getting in onto the white, but I also painted it. I'm not too concerned about the detail of it because it's going to be open, which is why the underside is white, and then those two, well, that says they're supposed to be the rubber, what was it called? Yeah, rubber black, which it is. I also did a couple of latches which you used to open the handles used to open the hatch. I did them in the metallic, just to make them stand out a little bit. That'll be the upside on here because they'll sit off each side because they'll be opened, but that come up really well. The wheels here, all nice, painted up. They're all good to go on there as well. So also with these, I've done this little piece of it. It's a steel bar that holds one of the front tracks on the front of the tank, or on the rear, I'm not sure which, but I've got that painted up so that can go, that'll be able to go on the main hull. I've also come across some more pieces which I'd taken off the sprue but I hadn't painted up, see. So on here there's a jack. The jack's been put together there, that needs to be painted up. There's a crowbar in there. There's a brace that holds a crowbar on. There's another piece of metal there, I'm not sure what that is, but they all need to be painted up, which is what I'll be doing shortly. these are still drying. These were painted just about two hours ago. But they've been sitting on my windowsill drying in the sun, so they're pretty much dry really. I just won't be fitting anything together today. I'll just leave it for a bit longer. Also, these here, so move that out of the way. So we've got that. That are the tracks. So I've taken the 3 different types that make up each side of the tracks. That's them there. So you can see better. So all those pieces I took off the sprue and these, and I've actually already cleaned them all up. So they're all set to go, which my plan is I'm going to put all this together, including putting these wheels on here and including the other wheels and the rollers. They're all going to get put on, and then I'll be building the tracks around on those wheels and rollers. It's hard if I can explain, but yeah. So that's going to go like that. So I'll be building them around, but I'll leave one end disconnected so that I can just lift it and slide the whole thing off. And then what I'll do is I can paint it all off the tank. Obviously I can't paint it on the tank. And then bring it over in the one piece, put it back on, and just connect up the few links that are left to do on the end here, which would be over one of these wheels. Probably these ones might be easier rather than trying to line them up. Not too sure yet. But yeah, that's the plan of how I'm going to go putting the tracks on, which you will see in the video. So I think that'll do for this video. It's shorter than normal, but I've got a lot of planning to do for the next one, particularly putting the tracks together. And hopefully that video won't go too long. We'll see. We might be doing a bit of time lapse in that, whatever, for the tedious. And of course I'll only video doing one side rather than repeat and seeing it done on the second side. But as this stands here, well, a lot of these parts can be all glued on now, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this will be able to go on here now. Just work out which way it goes. I've hardly ever put this thing even together yet, you know. Probably the wrong way around. I don't know. Need to check more instructions. That looks like it there. Yeah. But anyway, definitely these guards will go on the back. They'll be able to go on there now. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put all that together. And you'll have to wait till the next video to see all that. And the construction of the tracks will be in the next video, I promise. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification tab so you know when the next video comes out. Get over to HIBBOS and Jason's channel. There are links in the description. Check out how they're going in their tank build. Don't forget, we've still got figures to do yet, which is my biggest scary part, because I've never done figures before. I got no idea about that. But anyway, we'll talk about that in the next video leading up to it. Give us a thumbs up if you like this, and please comments down below are welcome. Yeah, let me know how I'm going. If you've got any tips on the tracks that will be coming up in the next video, that'd be nice. I think the way I'm doing it's gonna work. And yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you at the next video. Okay, bye.